because you don't even know what you're doing at this point. You're not proficient in all these processes. So if you're going to be spending on marketing, once those leads come in, like, you don't know what to do.
What's going on, real estate investors? This is Iron Sharpens Iron REI podcast. We're your hosts, Joe Ha, Gerald, and Darren. We're here to talk about some updates from last week's episode and just go over some deal flow that we got going and hopefully provide some insight for you guys.
What's up,
going
guys?
on, man?
If you guys didn't watch last week's episode, me, Gerald, and Darren have teamed up. We are All Pro Home Solutions. We've been a team for about 4 to 5 months, maybe, and things are moving fast. You know, we're scaling, we're getting deals, we're closing deals, and I'm excited for the future. Gerald or Darren, when do you guys want to break down what we got going on right now?
Look, dude, I want to share this with our viewers. Each and every day, each and every week, right, as we're hammering through calls, as we're going through the systems, and we're just going with the flow of things, I tend to find clarity every single day. As we get closer, as we're starting to figure out each other's roles, it gets better every single day. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to see how I'm starting to fit. Darren is starting to see what he's good at, and he's leaning into his strengths. And so with you, Joe, like, I appreciate you guys for taking on this machine with me, man. Because when it was just me by myself, solo dolo, it was like going into the fog with no type of direction. But with all of us combined, man, there's just so much clarity, so much to look forward to, man.
Can you imagine if we were solopreneurs and we had this much lead flow coming in? Like, imagine doing everything that we're all doing collectively by yourself. Things would break a lot quicker. But at the same time, if we had done this by ourselves individually, we wouldn't be at the point we're at now. So blessed to have you guys.
Yeah, I actually I wanted to ask you, Gerald, like, what differences do you see from what you're doing now and compared to pre-All Pro Home Solutions? And like,
yeah, man. So I'll start off with this, right? I'm a huge NFL fan, right? Let's go San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan is my head coach. That's my guy right there. Because, dude, he's a personnel guy, man. Like, when he goes and scouts for individual players, he's looking for players that fit his scheme, right?
As far as the strategy, the methods, the mindset,
seats, and all pointed in the right direction, everybody's winning, right? Everybody's winning. So getting into this game, I knew that, okay, I'm not going to be in this seat where I'm wearing all the hats forever. So I got to grow. I got to build. So throughout the years, you know, I'm meeting people, I'm partnering with folks, I'm JVing, I'm partnering with people, I'm doing joint ventures, but I've always stayed in the implementation spot where I'm doing all the things, doing all the calls, doing dispositions, doing the transaction coordinating. So I knew, like, man, the only way up is to partner and look for the people that can help me do so. And not just people that can help me, but people that are just like me, that are trying to get it. Extraordinary people, just like Joe, just like Darren. And I think we talked about this a lot, Joe. Like, we're not your ordinary folks that wants to get into real estate investing, maybe do this part-time and treat it like a hobby. Like, no, we're committed and we're doing this full-time. I know Darren, he's working the W-2, but he's working his ass off to get into that full-time spot. And I know you'll get there, man. You're in the cups of doing it, man. So that's the difference between where I was 2 years ago versus now, whereas I was just wearing all the hats. Now it's like, not that I'm chilling or relaxing, but I'm more confident getting into deals. I'm more confident getting into the day. I don't have to beat myself up just to like start cold calling, or I don't have to beat myself up to get into a deal, because I know that you guys got my back. So as far as clarity, man, like, I know the person that I want to become through this, and it's only making me get there faster.
I think we got together in April. The biggest difference I see was when we were doing outbound, you know, a lot of us were cold calling, and I felt like we were moving the needle, right, a little bit. But now that we're doing inbound and the task we're doing is starting to move the needle a lot further, bigger moves, bigger waves with the tasks that we're doing now versus what we were doing when we were doing outbound cold calling. So there's a huge night and day difference for me there. Where we see ourselves in the next 6 months or 1 year, the sky is the limit. And it's hard to say that we'll get to a certain point or what we're going to be doing in the next 6 months because we're learning so much. We can just pivot on a moment's notice. And I think that's what we've been doing. That's gotten us this far. So who knows what the future brings? I just know, like, if we can stay together and we can pivot, we'll get there. We'll get there, whatever that looks like.
Dude, yeah. It used to be me cold calling and my spiel just to see if that was the right person I'm talking to. Now it's like, what is your price? That's like the second thing I'm talking about. I was like, okay, what are you asking for it? Like that wasn't until maybe like the fifth phone calls when I'm starting to finally talk about like, cool, like this is what we're asking for, or this is our offer.
So I guess it's safe to say, all three of us, we would recommend as soon as you close a deal or two, couple has some capital saved up, take a dive and pivot to inbound.
Here's why I would disagree with that. You want to understand the foundation of a business, your marketing and your sales. I'm talking about business as a general, right? Your marketing, your sales, and then your financing. What you would be understanding when you're cold calling and then when you're trying to close your deal is the marketing and sales aspect. Okay. Then you get to that tier where you're like, okay, well, how can I delegate the marketing part, the cold calling, the text blasting? How can I delegate that using VAs, using AI, or using software tools like dialers or text platforms, REI Reply, Go High Level. Then you get to that point where you start to do more sales and maybe you're good enough to where you just want to sit in that seat for as long as you can, or you start to delegate that part, right? Are we there yet? Not quite, but I still wouldn't recommend a newbie, or even if you just close 2 or 3 deals and it's your first year. What's different with Darren? Because you're rolling with some killers over here, bro. But if you're solo dolo, right, is what I'm saying. So who I'm speaking to is the newbie wholesaler. You probably close your second or third deal, but you're still alone. I would still focus on the outbound because get some money in your bank account, but you got to understand why that's a scalable process for you. Why you got those leads in the first place is because of the marketing. I would say not yet. Understand the marketing if you're going to be in this for the long run, only because you have to understand KPIs, and then you just got to build that foundation first. Close a few more deals, understand your KPIs, then bring in the inbound leads. So I kind of want to do this, right? Let's say we have 3 different type of avatars, 3 different type of wholesalers, right? You got your first wholesaler that has $0 to like $500 of marketing spend to spend, right? What would you suggest they do starting off? You got your second person that maybe has like 1,000 to 5,000, and then you have your third that has 10,000 plus, right? So, Darren, for all 3, starting with the $0 to $500 guy, what would you suggest he do?
Okay, so in that scenario, right, I would still suggest the same thing. You can use True People Search, pull up numbers for free.
Free?
You can, yeah, for free. So truepeoplesearch.com, if you guys don't know, you put in the seller's name, what state or city, and then that's one way of doing free skip tracing. Grab a Google number. Those are free, right? Mm-hmm. And then just start dialing. On the last episode, we were talking about sweat equity. And that's one way you can maximize your $500. The only money spent would be the gas.
And the next one is the somebody that's looking to spend somewhere around like $1,000 to $5,000.
Brand new with a bigger budget? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, brand new with a bigger budget. Yeah. We're talking to a newer audience here.
Okay. I would still suggest doing the same technique, but if you're, ready to spend that 1,000, then at that point you could spend on a good skip tracing service, maybe Deal Machine, maybe you could look at PropStream. Yeah, for someone with a higher budget, I would still recommend the same strategy.
And then what is it, 10,000 and up?
10,000 and up. For that individual though, remember we're like a team, so we could combine all that. But if I was that individual, I had $10,000 to spend. That probably wouldn't even be a smart thing to do, right? I'd go ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
Knowing what I know now, let's just say we're sticking to outbound. Maybe you can include some mailers to those public records. That's a great question. Joe, what do you think? For $10,000, brand new, what would you do?
Well, I'll start with the first one, right? $500, I wouldn't spend any money. I would save that money, get on Facebook and start networking and talking to people. People are giving away free data, Facebook all the time, real estate investing groups. Use your own phone. I'm assuming you have one, hopefully. Use your own phone. I still use my own phone a lot, even though we have a dialer. Yeah, just network. Get in front of as many people that are willing to leverage your grind, I guess, leverage your hustle, and maybe they'll get you on the phones. Maybe they'll provide a list. Maybe they'll want to JV up. Maybe they'll just want to talk, but talk to everyone that you can, as many people as you can at that point, I would say. For those who have $1,000 to, what was it, $5,000 market spend?
Yep.
At that point, and you're new, I would, same thing, except join a mentorship too. Find a good mentorship like Sub2, Pace Morby. It's a community, which is the most valuable part, I would say. The community, everyone's trying to help each other. Everyone's about the collaboration over the competition, and people will really take you under their wing if you just ask. I guess for the 10,000 and up spend, I wouldn't spend it on marketing because you don't even know what you're doing at this point. You're not proficient in all these processes. So if you're going to be spending on marketing, once those leads come in, like you don't know what to do yet. Maybe let that money grow for you, actually. Maybe get into the Gator program. I keep referencing Pace Morby's programs, but being a Gator lender, it's like just a private money lender. You're lending on property deals, or EMD, which is the most secure type of lending in real estate, to build more capital and get proficient in underwriting and continue on networking, getting lists and doing the outbound. And then once, you keep all those things going, you're underwriting people's deals because they're asking for a loan. You have to make sure it's a good deal to protect your money by doing that over and over and over again. So you're not only making money, but once you're ready and you understand all the concepts of underwriting, then you're able to wheel and deal pretty much. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Learn to walk before you can run. Okay. Bird dog for all three. It's a free thing. You just see what people need, what people are looking for, and you just go and bird dog for them. You search for it, you find the deal. You can do it all on Facebook. There have been times where I've seen a deal on Facebook or someone looking for something. I scroll like 4 posts down, and then there's literally the deal that they're looking for.
Right. That's like an avatar that no matter where in that spectrum you're in, like you should always be doing that, right? Like if you know a big buyer, if you know a big private money lender, or if you know a big developer that's looking for a particular piece of investment, I know how to connect those two dots all the time. Doesn't matter where in the spectrum, right? But I agree with you, Joe. I'll share mine, right? And I'll start off with the lowest of the low at $3.99. Not even $500, bro. Let's say that their goal is to get a deal in 30 days. I would get prop wire because it's completely free, and I would get pre-foreclosures, and I would get absentee owners. You get a good niche list, and if you can, filter in vacancy. And if you want to just step it up one more notch, filter in vacancy and tax delinquent. Those are going to be probably your most motivated sellers. Once you get them on the phone, obviously you need to learn sales. So another tool is YouTube University. Get on there. Everything is free. Go search up RJ Bates, Jerry Norton, Jamil Damji, Brent Daniels, all those guys. They'll teach you how to freaking close. True People Search is a free data provider or data search engine where PropWire will give you that option to purchase skip tracing. Don't even spend money on that if you don't got no money. PropWire, True People Search, go find the phone number there, call them there. If you could pull up a good list of 50 records, call all of those records, search them up on True People Search. You're bound to get a deal. Now, for people that are looking to spend $500, again, their goal is to get a deal in 30 days, maybe 90 days, right? Deal Machine for skip tracing and lead gen, skip tracing and list generation. So if you want to generate a big old list of like absentee owners and all that stuff, I would still be able to use PropWire, but I like Deal Machine because it has all the bells and whistles. And also, if you decide to do driving for dollars, so with $500, you are going to pay with gas as well. What's cool about Deal Machine is the GeoMap feature as you're driving around and you're looking at distressed properties and neighborhoods. And this is what I did in my very beginning of the career, right? I looked at houses and I just added on my phone, added. added. As soon as I got home, went on to the my computer, I skip traced all of it, and I threw it on a dialer. So along with that $500, along with the gas and the deal machine, I would then get Mojo Dialer. Mojo Dialer is like $99 a month. It's also a CRM. It doesn't have the best bells and whistles, but it's good, right? It's useful. From $500 to $1,000 up to like $5,000. I would get dialers. I would get PropStream to generate those lists. You can get a lot of lists, and you can also use it for comping, so you can comp really well there. I would get a CRM to help you manage your entire database of buyers, sellers, other wholesalers, and agents. And I would get maybe 2 VAs. I would really more so say I would choose between DM or direct mail. I would choose between PPC. I would choose between PPL. You could put PPL and PPC together, and Facebook ads.
Drop a comment below if you guys are, 0 to 500, 0 to 1,000, 0 to 10,000. We can drop, some documents for you guys to upload about what we would do in your guys' shoe. What type of softwares we just discussed, a strategy. And hey, if you guys have deals, right, you follow the instructions, you guys have deals, and you're just unsure on how to close them or need someone to talk to them, always reach out to us. We can definitely assist with that.
Yeah, I wanted to just add for the investors or wholesalers who have no money to start, right? Assuming you have a phone and a computer or even just the phone would work. ChatGPT 4.0, we're in a time, 2024, where AI and technology is exponentially growing. It's wild. ChatGPT is literally programming its next predecessor, ChatGPT, from 3 to 4, and like they're thinking it was going to take years, but ChatGPT just did it without even anyone asking. Basically, it just created its new version. It can search the internet and find real current data. So if you prompt it correctly, and it might take a few times to give you a comp or CMA report, comparative market analysis, or if you get it to analyze your deal, you provide it the numbers. You can even provide it documents that they provided you for the deal, inspection reports, things like that. Ask it correctly, to give you comparable properties that are within a quarter or a half mile that have sold within the last half year. Make sure that they're only similar square footage, all the little factors and details of the property. What should I do with $10,000 for marketing for real estate investing? And it'll give you as many options as you tell it to. You can even pull data from Zillow for expired listings in your market, and you can tell it to give you a list of 100 in, say, San Francisco of properties that have been on market for over 90 days that have close to little to no equity. That would be for like maybe finding sub 2 deals or deals where you can get into them with having very little money. AI is getting crazy,
dude.
Skynet.
They're saying, and so like what you're saying, right? And that was really the biggest thing that blew my mind was AI is building upon itself, right? I don't know how the heck they do that, but what's crazy about that is it was expected in a 2-year time frame to only 10-fold or 20-fold. They say by 2030 it'll 1 billion-fold, whatever that looks like.
That's scary. Oh yeah, that's a whole like we can have a whole podcast just about automation and AI for real estate investing. Like,
yeah, for real estate investing in terms of systems and processes and just technology alone, it's everlasting. It's always changing, right? So we can't be content. We can't stay in one place. The biggest thing is for us to stay nimble, and that's just pivoting every chance that we get when we have to. Any market change, any regulation, any laws that happen. As we're growing, the system's got to grow too.
Well, hey guys, we kind of winged it today. I hope you guys got some value. Is there anything else you guys want to? I think that's a good point right there. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think this is great.
Thank you. Darren, you're probably so Darren's been killing it lately, guys. I know he's being real like modest. He's probably, he's not talking much about the deals that he's getting into, but Darren,
Oh yeah, we never got into that.
you're killing it, bro. You want to just kind of just a quick update from
Yeah, since last podcast, me and Joe actually combined have total 6 contract, making it sound like it's
a contract a day almost. If you're not actually every contract every day, if you're not including Sundays.
yeah.
There you
I
go.
think we locked one up on Sunday.
Right now we're in the middle of dispoing, and so things are going well. Things are going quick. We're about to have a meeting with JT a little bit later, and talking about the growth of the business. Right. We really want to hear his opinion because there is some growing pains. Right. Pain in a good way.
Ow, that feels good.
Hey, pain is privilege.
So stupid. Yeah, straight up.
Pain is privilege. You know, we got to soak into this right now because there's going to be that day where we look back and we're going to be like, oh man, I miss those days. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, and everyone out there, we're recording this for you guys and for us, and you guys get to see it live, the growth and the scale of All Pro Home Solutions and your 3 guys right here. Yeah, for those who don't know, again, we're your host. I'm Joe Ha. This is Gerald. This is Darren. We are All Pro Home Solutions, and this is the Iron Sharpens Iron REI podcast, where we sharpen each other's skill sets and mindsets in everything real estate investing. Have a great day. We're out. Love y'all.